Matt Tracker, go, go, go!
KELPI Live is brought to you by Europa Fencing for all your raw fencing needs. ShredDesign.co for the sickest tees in the biz. Classic wheels, spokes and Otway hydro blasting, making your old girl look new again. And of course, KELPI, keeping you on track for longer. Welcome to this episode of KELPI Live for the fourth round of the KELPI Cup in Broadford, Victoria at the Victorian State Motorcycle Complex. This round is hosted by the Harley Club of Victoria, and our riders have been presented with some tricky conditions with some heavy rain during the week, but the club have decided to go ahead with the day. Unfortunately, all our point scorers from round 3 are absent today, but what a fantastic opportunity this gives our 7 riders to get some much needed points for the grand prize and the chance for the riders to take some cash home today. So let's go racing and see who can adapt to the conditions. So straight into it with race 1. Actually the first race of the day anyway. They put the KELPI Cup the first race of the day, so riders had time to change bikes for other classes or wheels if that was their situation. So we do have 7 riders on the grid. The 837 Development KELPI rider, Kelsey Jensen, 46, Marty White, 645, Daniel Leonetti, 556, Harrison Small, 69, Ryan Kloster, 93, Gary Ruttman, and 22, KELPI rider Brendan McCowett, who got not a bad start there, but Kelsey Jensen looked pretty solid. Marty White, Ryan Kloster there in second, looking good. Brendan McCowett there in fourth. Said it was pretty scary out there in practice. It's a lot wetter than it looks. We have a 21.19 Marty White out the front on the KELPI block. Kelsey Jensen in there in second. Ryan Kloster giving her a bit of a nudge, bit of a challenge. Kelsey's got good corner speed there. As we said, track conditions very wet. It doesn't look that bad, but it actually is. It's a lot of moisture in that dirt. Ryan Kloster looking good there, only a couple years into his racing. Brendan McCowett's fallen to the back there. Very unusual for McCowett. Marty looking strong out the front there, taking off. I believe this is his first season of racing dirt track or flat track, whichever you prefer, whichever title. To me it's the same. Looking very strong out there, tucking in. Looking fantastic. Here comes Jensen, bit of the wobbles. Turn 1 they entering into. Field's already really spaced out. The American tyres struggling there. I think that's Daniel Leonetti there in fourth coming through. First one on the American tyres. Top 3 at the moment on the 21.19. As you would expect the motocross front to be a little bit more confidence inspiring in these sort of conditions. And perhaps even the block pattern on the rear giving you a little bit more traction. These races are 6 laps. Looks like we had looks like Harrison Small down there in pit corner. It's come down on the American tyres there. Once they fill up, they're very hard to get traction. You need to keep those suckers spinning and keep them clean in wet conditions like this. Hopefully the track will dry up and improve for the riders on the 19s that haven't got another option. Marty looking really confident there in this slightly wet conditions. Well, I should say very wet conditions. Sounding hypocritical there. Through the right-hander. Looking very confident and solid. Gary Ratman there at the back. Marty getting the last lap board. Coming past the start finish. Not trying to get too much power down, just keeping it controlled, looking good. One last time through the right-hander. Past the ambulance, coming around the outside of Gary. Everyone feeling a bit ginger when it's this wet. Taking their time. Marty coming round McCowett. Won't be happy at all, Brendan McCowett. Gary Ratman through. Harrison Small's at least going to cross the line. So that is the conclusion of race 1. Our winner, Marty White, Kelsey Jensen in second. Ryan Kloster managed to pull it back in a bit on the 50th anniversary CRF there. Daniel Leonetti, the first one on American tyres to cross in fourth. Brendan McCoward has carried on going round, so he actually gets a fifth. Gary, if he hasn't carried on, will get a DNF, and so will Harrison. So let's have a quick recap of the results of the first race, done and dusted on a very soggy granite track. Number 46, Marty White, takes the lead. 837, Kelsey Jensen, only female in the field, doing a great job. 69, Ryan Kloster. 645, Daniel Leonetti. 22, Brendan McCowart. 93, Gary Ruttman. And 556 of Harrison Small. Here we go into race 2. You will notice we are a rider down. Brendan McCowart decided to take the rest of the day off as he is heading up to Brisbane next weekend to compete in the AFTN for KELPI. That's the Aussie Flat Track Nationals. Blistering start there by Jensen's. Got around Marty White, looking fantastic. Kloster and Leonetti fighting there for third. Marty coming back through the right-hander, getting on the power nice and early. Kelsey's going to have to keep on the pace here on the gas. Marty will be fighting pretty hard, I'd say. He wants that win. Bit of a battle going on for second. Leonetti, Kloster. That nice fluoro orange body armour making Ryan easy to spot. Great battle happening for first. Kelsey's pulled back there for some reason. I missed that. I'm not sure if something's happened there or it's given Marty the advantage though. He's leading out the front once again. Looks like Leonetti got around Ryan Kloster. Pulled a nice comfortable lap there. Harrison Small. Gary Ruttman. Harrison, I should mention, is on a 250. This is an open class. You can use any CC machine that you like. You could bring a twin if you're willing. Marty looks like he's going to dominate a game once again. It's looking very comfortable. Track does look like it's drying up slightly, ever so slightly. It's going to be pretty heavy all day. You can see Daniel's very filled in. But he is putting a bit of a chase on Jensen there. Great to see guys supporting 19-inch American setup in Victoria. A lot more common up north, especially with the Aussie Flat Track Nationals mainly being up that way, New South Wales, Queensland. Really want to see it developing more down here as well. So thank these guys so much for coming out and supporting KELPI. Bit of a battle going on there. It looks like Harrison Small got around Kloster on the 250, getting a bit more confidence. Might have got that corner a little bit wrong on entry, but as I said, it's very heavy, very wet track. It is tricky. Not a lot of time spent on the American tyres for most of these riders. Hardly in at all, really. Marty coming through the right-hander into pit corner, squaring it up quite nicely. I think that is the checkered flag. Kelsey Jensen second, Daniel Leonetti in third. Harrison Small fourth, Kloster fifth, and Gary Ruttman in sixth. So a few more battles happening there, which is great to see. Track conditions giving the riders on the 19 a bit more confidence. And as we can see, things have changed up a little bit. Marty White on top again. Kelsey Jensen in second once again. Daniel Leonetti in third this time. Harrison Small in fourth. Ryan Kloster in fifth. Gary Ruttman in sixth. That's the great thing with these longer laps. It may only be 2 extra laps, but it does give you time to make up for any mistakes at the earlier stages of the race. Gives you opportunities to get ahead and increase your positions. So here we go on to race 3 of the day for the KELPI Cup. Gates drop. We are running under dirt track rules. Our next and final round will be under speedway rules. Marty got the whole shot there. Kelsey, Daniel ganging up on Ryan Closter there. Second could be anyone's. Oh, it looks like it's pretty rough and choppy in there. Kelsey's suspension working pretty hard. Dan's going on the inside. Mistake there by Closter. Jensen through the inside, following him behind. Marty's looking at taking off once again. Harrison feeling it out down the back there with Gary. Dan getting very sideways there, might have overcooked it just a little. Jensen pushing through. Leonetti doesn't want Jensen to pull away from him, but I think she's going to make a comeback here. I can see that sparkle in her eye under the goggles. Jensen's having a fantastic year of racing so far. Number 2 in women's Australian track titles this year. As I said earlier, KELPI development rider, and she's definitely developing into a fantastic rider talent. Oh, so here comes Harrison as well. You can see the confidence growing on these 19-inch setups. Round Closter once again, looking across to the other riders, see where they are. It's the advantages of the 6 laps. You've got a little bit of time. If you don't get the best of starts. Harrison looking comfortable now. Harrison's a fantastic rider. No, they were telling me a little bit frustrating today, being on the 19s, being so weak. Here comes Jensen. She's got Wyatt in her sights. Oh, and a bit of a bobble there by Marty. Can't make mistakes like that in front of Kelsey or Leonetti. All very experienced riders. Been riding, getting a lot of seat time lately. Out comes the last lap board. Jensen's on the hunt. Taking slightly wider line. Can she get a cut on the inside of him through the right-hander here? Yeah, and there she goes. Into the entry of the right-hander. Marty gave it away. A little bit hot for Marty going into the pit corners. Ran a bit wide, too wide. Leonetti wants in on this action. I don't think he's going to pull it off. Jensen takes the win right on the last lap. Fantastic. Fantastic race there by Jensen. Fantastic finish. Kelsey Jensen, 8.37 takes the win. 46 Marty White, 6.45 Daniel Leonetti, and 5.56 Harrison Small, followed by 69 Ryan Closter and 93 Garen Ruttman. That's what we love to see in racing, battles like that one happening there. So Kelsey Jensen takes the win on that race 3 of the KELPI Cup. Marty White, Daniel Leonetti, Harrison Small, Ryan Closter and Gary Ruttman. So here we go with the final race of the day. It is a 10-lapper. Harrison Small just getting some heat into the tyre there with a bit of a burnout before the gates drop. Riders ready. Our 6 riders take to the track. Looks like a cracking start for Marty once again. Ryan Closter, beautiful start. Kelsey Jensen there. Third, where's she gone? Around the outside? No, through the middle. Daniel Leonetti got in there somewhere. Ryan lost a lot of ground. Harrison Small there, giving it a good charge this time. 10 laps is time and room to make up for any mistakes. Marty looks like he's trying to set the pace early on. Really flying there. Must say too, great effort there by 93 Gary Ruttman. Very new to racing also. When I say new to racing, experience in other disciplines of motorsport like Marty. Battle going on there for the lead there with Kelsey and Marty. Kelsey's saying it's not over yet, sunshine. Here I go. She looks like she's our new pace setter. Marty looking for an inside line. Heavy on the engine braking. Oh, I've seen this starts before. She's looking comfortable now. You can tell a lot about a rider's mental situation by their body position. She's looking confident. Takes a wider line so she can line up. Right-hander there. Usually gets a little bit rough there in turn 2. Coming into the right-hander, usually a hole forming here. Throughout the other classes, there's been a hole into pit corner all day. Ground being soft, it got big pretty quick, but we have had track prep for the last couple races of the day. Jensen looking comfortable. Leonetti in third. Small on the 250. Needs someone to be inconsistent up the front to break that gap, bring that gap back in. Downside of a 250. Harder to come back, and takes a look back. Not sure whether that was, oh, I'm not happy with this, or Jensen breaking away now. I think she's had a good sugar intake today by the looks of it. Breaking away now. I think this will give her the win on the countback overall if she wins this one. Leonetti looks like he's just maintaining his position now. Marty, Dan. Not sure if they're tiring or they're just trying to maintain their position so they get their overall positions and overall points. It would be bad luck to take a drop now and fall off, or not sure how many laps we've got to go. Kelsey gaining on Rapman. No last lap board yet. Marty sticking with the inside entry to that corner. Kelsey definitely looking comfortable. I think they're going to be hard pushed to catch you now. Looking through the corner for an extra exit point. Be handy if I could talk. KDM all revved up. Last lap board still not out. Marty, Rapman been lap now. Leonetti to come around Gary. Marty looks like he's looking through, searching, see if he can pull anything out of the tank. Track Kelsey down, but I think Jensen should be already exiting the corner. Here she comes, last lap board. Chasing down Closter. I think Ryan should be safe. Won't be lapped in this one. Fantastic ride by Jensen. As I said earlier, having a fantastic year. Great to have a part of the KELPI team. Only a young lady. And that's the win for Jensen. Almost lapping Closter. Marty second. Leonetti third. Harrison Small will be in fourth. Ryan Closter in fifth. And Gary Ruttman in sixth. Bit of a wheel stand there by Small on the 250. So the 837 of Kelsey Jensen taking out the 10 lapper, followed by 46 Marty White, 645 Daniel Leonetti, 556 Harrison Small, 69 Ryan Closter, and 93 of Gary Ruttman. After the 4 rounds were completed, on the top step, taking the $300, number 837 of Kelsey Jensen. On the second step, taking the $200 away was 46 Marty White, and taking $100 was 645 Daniel Leonetti. Let's move on and take a look at the KELPI Cup overall standings after the completion of round 4. with the Harley Club of Victoria at Broadford, the Victorian State Motorcycle Complex. On the top step, we still have number 5, Kyle Matchin on 100 points, followed by 837 of Kelsey Jensen on 94 points, 46 of Marty White on 94 points, 717 of Jack Stewart from 86 points, 778 Brent Webley on 82 points, 645 Daniel Leonetti on 78 points, 27 Neil Murtaugh on 72 points, 556 Harrison Small on 68 points, 69 Ryan Costa on 68 points, 378 Ashton Jory on 64 points, 93 Gary Ratman on 60 points, and the number 22 machine of Brendan McCowett on 16 points. That concludes round 4 of the KELPI Cup. Thanks once again to the Harley Club of Victoria for letting us be part of their club championships, and of course all of our partners and everyone for viewing and tuning in to KELPI Live. I'm your host, Darcy Claver. It's been fantastic to have you here. Keep an eye out for our next episode of KELPI Live, where we'll be bringing you the action from the last round, round 5 of the KELPI Cup, with the SSRAV on the Speedway track at Broadford. Until then, keep it sideways, go flat tracker.
Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go.